Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Democratic Newsroom. We have our band of editors right here, and our topic this evening: linguistic pride, linguistic machoism, linguistic pluralism, and is there a need for a linked language? Hindi is not the national language of the country, but should Hindi be the linked language? Lots of chatter coming in, especially stemming from politicians coming in from the south. The irony of it all, this discussion is taking place in English. Sahil, who's come in from Marathi, पिटाई विटाई तो नहीं होगी?
नहीं, आज मैं दिल्ली में हूँ. मेरी पिटाई ना हो जाए. Especially I'm sitting next to Gaurav Sawant.
Okay, so we have Sahil Joshi, who's come in from Maharashtra, and lots gone down in the last 2 months where the state of Maharashtra, where they practically made Hindi, imposed Hindi, then took it back. We have Gaurav Sawant, we have Rajdeep Sardesai, we have Akshita Nandgopal, and we have Naga, who's joining us from Karnataka. In midst of all of this, viewers, if anything get unruly, I have been given a gavel, which the last time didn't quite work, but I don't really mind throwing it now if it gets unruly this time. So first up, what's really great, Rajdeep, is we've got, I think, everybody representing multiple languages and multiple states.
That's right. This room represents what I believe is the strength of this wonderful country of ours, which is its linguistic pluralism. So I'm going to start by saying hello, namaskar, namaskara, namaskaram, kem cho, vanakkam.
Which is your language? Okay, let's do this. What's your language?
What's my language?
Okay, so I'm going to start. His language.
Kashi ais, kashi asa, kem cho, hello, kaise hain aap?
Okay, so all of these are yours. Where I come from, it's Ram Ram Tau.
No, so look, so I started with Marathi, I went to Konkhani, I went to Gujarati, I know a little bit of Hindi, rather well, I hope now. I certainly know a bit of English as well. We're all multilingual. What's the harm in it? So this debate, if you are having one, is frankly to me a debate which is catching the wrong note. The real note, I believe, is the wonderful linguistic diversity of the country. Tell me which other country has 22 official languages, many of them stretching back to centuries, spoken by more people than the populations of many European countries. Sure. Why not strengthen it? I believe that more and more Indians should learn many more languages, but please don't impose it. Don't do it through Tokshahi. Don't do it through government firma.
Should we have a linked language?
Let it happen organically. And my final point is simply this. If there is anyone in this room who believes that Hindi should be that linked language, good on them. But I only ask them this. Where do you send your children to? What medium school do you send? From the Home Minister of the country, whose son also went to an English medium school but will speak about Hindi being the linked language. There's hypocrisy. English is the language of ambition and aspiration. Hindi is a language spoken by millions of Indians, and so are all our wonderful regional languages. May they all flourish. May we all show our strength in our diversity, not in our uniformity. That's what I would say.
All right, so let's, from Rajdeep Sardesai, who has many linked languages, because he can speak many languages. Let's, you can, 3, but let's move to Gaurav Sawant. Gaurav Sawant, Maharashtrian? No.
I very proudly say I'm a Bharatvasi. I begin by saying Jai Hind. I begin by saying Vande Mataram. And if I may, I very proudly say, this is a country where so many languages...
From where I come from, Ram Ram Tau.
And Ram Ram. Ram Ram is nothing better than saying Ram Ram, Jai Shri Ram, whatever you may like to say. I'm very happy saying everything that would make everyone happy. Rajdeep, Jai Shri Ram.
I'm happy to use all kinds of morning greetings in my morning walk. I say Ram Ram to people.
Excellent.
I will say if I'm in London and on Hyde Park, I'll say.
A lot of people greet each other by saying Ram Ram, not Jai Shri Ram, by the way.
And
they used to do it since very young.
And if I may just come to the topic, is Hindi a linked language? Should Hindi be a linked language? From the land of the rising sun, Chief Minister Pema Khandu, Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, he said there are 22 major tribal languages, more than 100 dialects within Arunachal Pradesh. The one linked language in the land of the rising sun is Hindi. Pawan Kalyan Garu so beautifully told Akshita and Rajdeep, no one forces anyone to learn Hindi. No one forced him to learn Hindi. He learnt Hindi. He learnt English. As many languages you speak, the better it is. But if I could draw you a little into history of our country and what is it that the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, wanted. You know, I was just doing a little reading on this. So, 21st of January 1918 in Motihari, the Mahatma wrote a letter to Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore asking, is not Hindi the only possible national language for interprovincial intercourse and for all other national proceedings, and should not Hindi be made compulsory second language in all our post-primary schools? So this was on the 21st of January. On the 24th of January 1918 from Shanti Niketan, Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore replied, of course, Hindi is the only possible national language for interprovincial intercourse in India. When you pave the way forward, I'm just jumping to, you know, to the portions of that letter.
I'll come back to you.
It should not be only with respect to the languages.
I will also quote.
You know, he has made.
Unfortunately, I've never committed
multiple quotes on various things.
I will also quote Veer Savarkar. I will also quote Veer Savarkar on Hindi. I will also quote Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, because as a student of history, I will tell you how even before independence, all our leaders said Hindi should be the language.
Let's go one by one because let's get some decorum. Okay, you go first, Sahil. Sahil and then Naga, because Naga, Arjun and Sahil are our guests. So go first, Sahil, and then I'll go to Naga.
Okay, so in Maharashtra, people greet like this: Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Whenever they make a speech, the greeting is always like this: Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. So there is Jai Hind always there. So if you go to Gujarat, I have seen a lot of leaders making speeches, Jai Jai Garvi Gujarat, and I have seen those speeches as well. I have attended many rallies listening to that. And you go to any state, you know, according to me, the slogan should be Jai Hind and that particular state. Maybe Jai Bihar, Jai Uttar Pradesh, Jai Uttarakhand, whatever. I mean, every state has its own pride.
Regional
and that pride
identity.
Comes with the language. It's very clear, you know, especially my education has happened in Marathi medium. You know, I've learned right from my nursery days to my 10th standard, I've been in Marathi medium. I've learned all the subjects, including that of science and mathematics in Marathi. And it has not stopped me from working in a Hindi national channel, doing a show on a Hindi national channel, and taking part in a democratic newsroom of India Today. So the point here is that Marathi or anybody from the Western India or the Southern India, people look at Hindi as another language, which is not a national language.
It's not.
It's not a national language. Secondly, the fight in Maharashtra happened not because of because please let me tell you one more thing. From 5th standard in Maharashtra schools, including Marathi medium schools, the Hindi is taught. So we have a 3-language formula from the 5th standard. The opposition was to have a third language from the 1st standard itself. So there was no linguistic issue.
But you're still getting beaten up in the state of Maharashtra for speaking Hindi.
No. So I'm not saying.
No one is supporting that. Please don't mix it.
It's a question.
No one is supporting Toksai. No one is supporting this Toksai.
When Gaurav quoted Gandhi and Tagore,
which is fabulous.
No, of course, two North Indians are talking. They'll only talk about Hindi, of course. Did you speak?
I will also quote Subramaniam Bharti.
Did Gandhi speak to Potti Sriramulu? No. It was two North Indians talking about Hindi. Of course, Hindi can never be a link language. For us, it's always a different language. Hindi is not even a classical status language. Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam are all classical status. The highest contribution to the state.
Bhasha, what we call it.
And what has Hindi done to languages in Madhya Pradesh and Bihar? It's eaten up everything. It's not about language versus language. 100 years later, this link language will become the most common language even in South India if it's imposed. Then what is the identity of Kannada? 100 years later, there will be no Kannada. In Bangalore, there will be no Kannada.
How many languages people in Uttar Pradesh?
In 2022, the Standing Committee of Parliament.
Let's go one by one. Then
in 2022, the Standing Committee of Parliament said Hindi has to be made compulsory across all government offices, including state offices and agencies like Metro, organization like Metro, Bangalore Metro is using Hindi. Why should we read Hindi in Bangalore? Will Delhi Metro have Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam?
It should.
Then please put it.
Should.
Let Akshita come. Akshita, Go ahead, make your submission.
Tamil la
Absolutely.
peslama?
Huh?
Tamil la peslama?
Anything you want. Somebody's going to understand. If I start speaking Haryanvi, half of it is not even permissible. It's over PG-13. So
Okay, so I just first of all start by saying that there's this notion that South Indians hate Hindi. Not true at all. We have nothing against any language. I'm sitting in Delhi. I've learned Hindi. I speak Hindi. My problem is quite simply the intolerance that some people bring with the language. Yeah. Quite simply, if I come to Delhi and I try to catch an auto, I can't go and say Anna Yevlo, or I can't say Anna Inga Pono, Ungalku Tamil Teriyono. It's unfair to expect. What do? I learn the language. Or I come and say, okay, he can't speak English, speak Hindi. It's on me then to learn the language and communicate with that person. My problem and my grouse is when people come to Tamil Nadu and say, you should know Hindi. It's not okay. They don't know the language, don't expect them to know the language. The link language in Tamil Nadu, for example, is English. Learn, speak English. My problem is when you impose in that manner. I'm not talking about government, education, none of that. When people come in, and in Bangalore, prime example of that, there are very few people who speak Kannada. I think Mumbai is another example, which is why I never got the opportunity to learn Marathi, because while I was there, nobody spoke the language. Everyone spoke Hindi because it's comfortable, it's easy. There is a serious threat of that happening.
It's being a cosmopolitan city, and that is what is the grudge.
Cosmo is great. I'm not saying, have a mix of population.
The fallout of that.
The moment you have people speak the language, it spreads. The moment you have one language that everyone speaks, that's it.
Correct.
All right. Allow me. Okay, one second.
I'll
go back to
just last point.
I'll go back to Rajdeep. I'll come to all of you again. But if I'm allowed to also, just given my 2 cents here. The fact is, we keep... Because Gaurav just said that nobody is imposing. That's false. The fact is, there is a backdoor imposition. And why I say that, I'm telling you. Allow me to give... No. Allow me to tell you what's the backdoor imposition. Gaurav, what is the new education policy 2023 language policy? As per that, as per the old education policy, in the 3-language policy, English was part of the 3-language policy. Right?
English is a foreign language. It's Britain's language.
You're not allowing me to finish. Till 2020, English was part of the 3-language policy, which was even under the incumbent government from 2014. 2020, what the government did, what the education ministry did was pick up English from the 3-language policy, made it a foreign language.
It is a foreign language.
You're not allowing me to finish. Therefore, in states like Tamil Nadu, the main issue is this is backdoor imposition because you are now forcing people under the 3-language policy who earlier would have picked up Tamil and English to now pick up Tamil and Hindi. That is backdoor imposition.
My simple point, I like the way Gaurav today is in real form because A, he's quoted Mahatma Gandhi. I'm glad he's reading Gandhi. B, he says that English...
quoting Savarkar.
Sure. Savarkar, of course, wanted Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan as part of his uniform ideology. We can debate that. No, 1 minute. Let me not digress. I'm sorry.
Let Rajdeep speak, then Gaurav, then we'll go to Sahil.
I liked also the fact that my friend Gaurav Sawant said English is a foreign language. Very good. It's a foreign language. If I may ask Gaurav, you went to an English medium school?
No, I went to a Kendriya Vidyalaya, I went to a Hindi medium school.
But in Kendriya Vidyalaya, both Hindi and English.
I learned geography.
No, so Hindi and English are... No, 1 minute, Gaurav. English was your primary language when you passed out or not? When you passed out of school, English was your primary language.
It was one of the many languages.
No, it was one.
I went to a Kendriya Vidyalaya.
Even in Kendriya Vidyalaya, the subjects were taught in English. Of course they were.
Geography was Bhugol.
You did your master's in Hindi.
Your children were taught. You went to St. Stephen's. What was the college?
I did go to St. Stephen's.
No, St. Stephen's, foreign language called English. Your children go to an English medium school, presumably. Foreign language called English.
Speaks fluent Hindi.
No, that's exactly it. That's my point. Please encourage your children to speak English, to speak Hindi. Please encourage them, if they wish to speak English. I believe there is now an Indian language called English, which gives us a huge competitive advantage globally, particularly compared, let's say, to the Chinese. Why is it? I repeat, why is it that all these ministers or all these leaders who will come and say, please speak in Hindi, please speak in Marathi, insist on speaking in Tamil, where do they send their children? To an English medium school mostly.
So speak
because
English,
if it was such a foreign language,
but it's not such
it has been embraced over time. That's how that's our strength. Why convert our strength into a weakness?
It is not.
I would say multiple languages is the way forward.
Okay.
But you seem to suggest there should be only one linked language called Hindi.
You
Why?
said you
This is Hindi imperialism.
Okay, allow him. Now everyone's asking questions. Allow him.
So
God shouldn't feel attacked.
Rajdeep, you've done law, I believe.
Yes, of course.
You've done law. So you would know what Article 351 of the Constitution is. What does Article 351 of the Constitution say? Directive for development of the Hindi language. It shall be the duty of the Union of India to promote and spread of Hindi language, to develop it so that it may serve as a medium of expression for all the elements of the composite culture of India, and to secure its enrichment by assimilating without interfering the form, style, expression used in Hindustani and other languages of India specified in the 8th schedule, and by drawing whenever necessary or desirable for its vocabulary primarily on Sanskrit and secondarily on other languages. Article 351 of
what are the
allow
languages
me to explain. Allow me to explain.
How many languages are there in the 8th schedule?
Allow me to
How
explain.
many languages are there in the
Allow
8th
me to
schedule?
explain. The problem is,
How many languages
Allow
are there in the 8th
he
schedule?
wants to give him that time, so you'll get the same time. Yeah, go ahead. Got to make.
I
explain.
never interrupted anyone.
Make your point.
It's just that I'm interrupted each time. All I'm saying is, it is the directive principle. The founding fathers of our country said Hindi should be encouraged. That included everyone, north, south, east, west. They were talking about it. Let me also tell you. Let me also tell you what Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak.
The whole genesis of
Okay, you don't want me to quote Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. You don't want me to quote you K.M. Kunmushi.
Secularism
Fair
is
enough.
part of our directive principles of our constitution.
Okay,
Do we
one
follow
second.
that?
Yes, of course.
Do we
We are
follow
a
that?
secular state.
Do we follow that?
Of course we do.
Somebody should come forward and say it very openly that we are a secular state.
We are.
Not in
We
Saudi
are.
Arabia.
I am
In
sorry.
India, somebody
We
should
are a
say it.
secular state.
It's a
I
directive
am sorry.
principle of
So
Indian
what is happening
constitution.
is now you don't
Indian
have
constitution, Indian
appeasement.
constitution
Now you
says
don't
that
have
it's a welfare
star
state.
parties, but
Do
that's
we
it.
follow it?
That debate cannot
Come
be changed.
on.
It's a
And come on,
Malubhia.
it also
Okay,
mentions.
one second.
It also mentions.
Make your
It
point.
also mentions the. It also mentions that there are scheduled languages. There are 22 languages.
Okay, 1 second.
जाओ जाके उसका
Yeah,
सिंह करा के
nothing,
लाओ
this is
जाओ
nothing.
जाके उसका
I'll
That
throw
is
it
what
at
is
you.
happening. That is what is happening at this point
Sahil,
of
now I
time.
will throw this
Go
at
and
you.
ask our friends from the south.
Yeah.
Please allow the south to have its view.
Nagarjun.
One second.
Dwarkanath.
Please not
Let's-
say South India.
They are feeling alienated.
Let's ask you both.
Why me?
No, you're also part of North India. It's we are asking you also.
But I'm saying it should not be.
I'm so sorry.
Nagarjun, but I am saying it should not be
No,
language.
what I'm
Subramaniam Bharti also
Acha,
came
okay,
to Varanasi.
now
He
don't.
studied at the Banaras Hindu University. He also studied
Allow
Hindi. It was one
other
country.
people to
Gandhi, when Gandhi came to Belgaum to host the Congress session, he was the president of the Indian National Congress. He was boycotted because he spoke in Hindi in Belgaum.
Correct.
He was saying, go back, Gandhi, we don't care who you are. You speak in Kannada or leave. Because, like I said, 100 years later, there will be nothing called Kannada Asmita or Telugu Asmita. Everything will be linked language, Hindi and English. Then what about us? What about my culture, identity, culture, food, language? If you come to Bangalore, Kannadigas are already minority. Yesterday we had not just Hindi, there's nothing against Hindi. Yesterday in Pawan Kalyan's movie that one of the theatres had only Telugu font. Kannada Rakshana Vedike went there and said, no, have font in Kannada also. It's not only against Hindi. Anyone who tries to put down Kannada and doesn't use Kannada, Kannadigas will stand up against
But
them.
nobody's
And
putting down
of course, if you're
Kannada.
not
No,
using my own
nobody.
Allow him to
It's
finish.
simple, Gaurav. It's just this. Nobody's putting down any language. But when
You-
you go to
No, but
Bangalore, one
there's a
second.
conscious
Allow, let
effort
me
to
finish.
put down
Come on,
Hindi.
Gaurav.
Because
Come
you're
on,
not
just
respecting
How
hold
is
on.
my
it a
language.
conscious effort to put down Hindi?
Look at the
How?
opposition
I'm
to
saying
Hindi.
the
Once
same
again,
thing to you.
once
Just
again,
the opposition to is what Hindi.
All we are saying is
Let-
respect our language,
One minute.
respect
And I
my
don't
language.
know why
When you
if we
come to
stand
I want to
Akshita,
ask.
one second.
No, I
Guys,
want to ask.
1 second.
I want to ask one
Allow
question.
Nagarjun to finish and then ask.
Yes,
Just
yes,
one
Nagarjun.
intervention.
one thing.
One
Side,
intervention.
one thing. I'm just my
Allow him
submission
to
is
finish. Allow him to finish.
when you come to that state, learn that language. When we come to Delhi, we speak in Hindi. We don't say that why are these Delhi people not talking in Telugu, Kannada, Tamil. The same is expected when you come
Fair
down.
point.
Exactly.
Just at least learn basic language. But no, you guys want Hindi font on Kannada Metro, Bangalore Metro. Why?
But I don't want.
No, not you.
So when you come to
I had an
Ayodhya,
intervention.
when you come to the Sri Ram Nagari Ayodhya, and I want to talk about Ayodhya because I was reporting
know
from
what you're
there.
talking about.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
the
you have
revenue also comes
it
from
in
there.
multiple
More
languages.
Kannadigas visit Ayodhya than them.
Absolutely.
The from South
Okay,
India,
now,
India,
Akshita,
and
then
India.
okay,
You've
Sahil.
hit the nail on its
Okay.
head. The moment any language gets revenue, that language grows, and that is exactly why every language,
North
every
India takes
language,
North India takes every revenue from us.
You are making a
Akshita,
No,
just
last
because.
point,
Okay,
last
no,
point.
last point.
North India takes every chunk of paisa from us and doesn't respect us. What is this? Of course, we pay so much to Ayodhya. Then let us show Telugu, Tamil, Kannada to us.
That's
Okay.
right.
Sri
Akshita,
Ram
make your
unites
point.
this country from Ladakh to Lakshadweep.
No, no, this is-
अरे यार अभी क्या हो गया?
So does Tirupati Venkateswara Balaji. So does
Okay, but
Kolhapur Lakshmi.
Exactly.
I am going to
That is culture. That is our
Okay,
culture.
1 second, you start.
Tirupati.
So is Ajmer
Okay,
Sharif.
1 second, time out. Time out.
So is Ajmer
Time
Sharif.
out.
So is
Sahil,
Ajmer Bal.
Sahil, I will throw this at you instead of banging it.
Okay.
Again, no Hindi hate, as Gaurav claims. There is no Hindi hate whatsoever. But the challenge is when someone goes to a Bangalore and then tells the auto driver, speak in Hindi to me, and then shoots a video, puts it on social media, and says, look at this intolerance. That is the challenge. Because what you're doing then is sending out a message that, oh, these people don't know Hindi. How are they Indians? That is the wrong messaging that you're doing.
Anecdotal
Not
incident.
one
Exactly.
random.
If there's anecdotal beating up of somebody.
India Today, Aaj Tak reports every other day.
Every single week they use it to malign Bangalore. You look at what's happening in Hyderabad. How many people actually speak Telugu now? The Telugu has become remixed with Hindi.
Yeah.
There's no OG Telugu that you can actually feel that when I go there, I'm wondering if I'm speaking Telugu. Because that's how much Telugu has got influenced by Hindi. So I'm sorry to claim that, Hindi and all other languages are on the same pedestal is simply not true in this country. Which is why there is this movement.
I have only
Make
one
a quick
intervention.
submission, then I'll go back to
I have
Rajdeep.
one small intervention. I studied 3 languages from standard 5, right? I studied 3 languages. Marathi,
holding you in good stead.
No. That is because in our schools that was taught.
Yes.
How many languages are taught in North India? After 5th standard? In 5th standard? How many languages?
I believe she learned
Sanskrit, I learned French.
Hindi, English,
I learned French.
Right?
Hindi, English and French.
So you don't teach in Indian languages there? Because you already have a Hindi language as an Indian language.
There is an option of learning a regional language. Nobody picks it.
Exactly.
That is my question about
that
the
option was not available to us.
Now let me tell you, that is my question to Gaurav when it comes down to where the whole argument that there is no imposition. Because if you're going to take out Hindi from English from the 3 language that were taught earlier and make it a foreign language, then the young kids today in each state will have no option but to pick Hindi. Therefore, you are imposing Hindi through the back door.
I am just so delighted to see this democratic
And then
newsroom
we go
after a long
again.
time, because in this newsroom, I believe, lies what I believe is my idea of India. We may have differing views on it, but we come from different parts of the country and we speak different languages. And I believe the idea of India is in this newsroom. Absolutely. Multilingual, diverse, plural. The worst thing you can do is try to make it now uniform and bring in and do it as a form of diktat from Delhi. This is what precisely large parts of this country have resented over a long time. We don't want to weaponize language. The last thing you want to do is weaponize language. Use language as your strength. The moment more and more Indians realize that they will commercially benefit or be able to travel more freely if they learn more languages, they will do so.
Yes.
I came to Delhi 31 years ago. My Hindi was very weak, but I realized if I have to grow or professionally grow in Delhi, I need to make an effort to learn Hindi. I have done so. I tell that to my English-speaking friends who don't know Marathi in Mumbai. I said, you've lived here for 40 years. Please learn Marathi. It is a huge advantage compared.
I understand Gujarati since was last 30 years. Even before Gujarati became
my only therefore submission is, please preserve, treasure this idea of India. Do not take isolated quotes from here and there to destroy this idea of India. Yes. Please.
Rashtrakavi Kuvempu has exactly said in Kannada, Jaya Bharata Jananiya Tanujate, Jaya He Karnataka Mate. As much as India Mata is important, Karnataka Mata is also important. With Kannada Mata becomes India Mata. That is what Rajdeep is essentially saying.
And also Rabindranath Tagore was quoted. Please not.
That's what
let's
all
not
of
forget.
us are saying.
The great Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, whom Gaurav also interestingly quoted, was the ultimate internationalist, but was also so proud of his Bangla roots and his Bengali language. Jana Gana Mana. I mean, written originally in Bengali, that's India. Celebrate it.
Okay, let me go take final
Hindi
comments.
is not the national language. Let me
Hindi
just
is not the national language.
Thank you.
We don't have any national language. We have
effort.
It
over
cannot
22
be.
official
Which is
languages,
the
but
beauty
no
of India,
national
that they
language.
can be
I hope Gaurav learns Marathi also.
Gaurav today's corner. Gaurav today's corner.
I am cornered. I am never cornered because I'm with facts on the
But
simple
what is the fact
aspect.
in this?
I have
इसमें fact क्या है? इसमें क्या fact है?
Gaurav, how many
Gaurav, तुझी
languages
मराठी
can you
किती
speak?
चांगली आहे? तुझी मराठी चांगली आहे की नाही?
येत नाही, लेकिन मला शिकतोय. मराठी शिकतोय. So I'm
शिकतोय,
learning.
शिकतोय,
Yes,
please.
I'm learning. So I'm learning as many
Good.
languages
That's
as I
great.
can.
Fantastic. That's the way.
the point that even our founding fathers of our country, and that's why I went through all these debates, should Hindi be the link language, national language, they all said to unite
there
this
has
entire...
to be a reason why they did not make it compulsory
That's
in the
right.
Constitution.
Oh, Lord.
It was
That
not,
also
it's
has
not
to be
part of
looked
that.
at.
Allow
I
one
will keep
second.
quiet.
Okay, the
No, I'll
fact
keep
is,
quiet.
No,
these
I'm
are
not keeping
final
quiet.
submissions.
No,
Allow
come on.
everyone to have their say and everyone
keep
to
talking.
make your point.
But the moment I speak, I'm interrupted.
Arey, yaar, Gaurav, make
The
your point.
moment I
Let's
speak-
come on, make your point.
Rootho mat
Aaj
sawan.
Gaurav uthega. Gaurav will leave.
Root
No,
Mohammed
no,
Sawan.
Dekho,
Make your
I
point.
believe in trench warfare.
Make
Even
your
though
point.
I'm
Acha, one
outnumbered,
second.
I will stay.
Acha,
I will
bhai,
stay
make
and
your
make my
point.
point.
Make your point. Make
What
your
did K.M. Munshi say? K.M. Munshi, and we're such a huge country, and naturally everyone speaks different languages, but that one language that will tie us all together from our culture. English is a foreign language,
Not
my
to
friend,
us.
is Hindi.
Not to us.
Well, you may have been born in Great Britain, and
No,
you
no,
know,
that is not fair.
We're on an
This
English
can
channel.
be rendered possible. Commonwealth of Literature of our entire region possible through the medium of Hindi, and implies a coordinated effort on the part of the literary men of all
By the
their
way, you do know
provinces
as per the
coming
Constitution,
together.
Excellent.
as per the Constitution,
Excellent
English
point, Gaurav.
and
I
Hindi
hope
both
tomorrow
are
morning,
official languages.
tomorrow morning you are
Exactly
shifting
right.
your daughter to a Hindi medium
You
school.
know, Article 351
Please shift
of the
your daughter
Constitution,
tomorrow
I just
morning to a
read it
Hindi
out to
medium
you.
school.
Okay, now let's go on.
He
But
must
what
shift
is
his
that?
daughter
Okay.
to a
I
Hindi
don't have
medium
much
school.
time, so I'm
I
going to...
believe, no,
Please
listen.
shift your daughter to a Hindi medium
My
school
daughter is
tomorrow.
very proud of the fact that I also
Preeti,
anchor
okay.
on Aaj
Give us
Tak.
time, please.
I
It's
am,
the
okay,
number
allow,
one
okay,
channel.
Gaurav.
India Today,
Gaurav,
the number
Gaurav,
one channel
Gaurav,
of
one
English.
second. Okay,
the
one
simple
second,
point
guys.
is speak more
Can
languages.
I go?
The
I'm taking
moment-
final
again,
submissions. Gaurav has made his.
No,
Please go
I
ahead.
was trying to when
But
I was
there's no
interrupted
time.
4
There's a
times.
shortage
Then
of time.
stop interrupting. Then stop interrupting.
Arey,
Then
but
I
it's
say
not
that
a-
one
it's
line.
not a monologue, no?
So,
Make your
okay,
point.
So no, fine.
gussa kyun hote
Everyone
hain?
make their point. No,
And he
say
has
point.
multiple codes
You have
to
1
offer.
minute.
Yes.
Let his
No,
codes
no,
get
it's okay.
completed first.
It's okay.
He has multiple codes.
No, if you don't want to hear,
No, we want to hear
each other.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say that use those codes for something else as well. I mean, these people have quoted many other things as well.
I'm saying that it should be Hindi as the link language
there
of the
one
country.
thing you
What is
cannot
a
take.
link language?
So that everyone can communicate with each other.
That's
If you-
English.
But you've
Let's
got
see.
multiple languages.
Multiple
in a country
languages,
like
why
India.
would
That's
you
why
say
There is
that?
a
You
reason.
don't agree on what language
I
says to the other.
understand two things. There is a reason why the government made linguistic states, which was not there before. In 1955, the government took a
The border
decision.
was done.
Yeah, it was made. There was a reason why there were linguistic states, so that the regional identities can be. It shouldn't happen that the regional identities are buried completely. So that's why these linguistic states has happened, and I think everybody should respect it. Nobody's against Hindi.
All these
Nobody's
linguistic
against
languages,
Hindi.
respect them all. Come
Nobody's
together when you're interacting with each other in Hindi.
Nobody's against
It's
Hindi.
quite simple.
Nobody's
We are
against
all- we are
Hindi.
all-
But one second.
But
You
it
get
should
your
not
point.
be. It should not be imposed. It should not be made
It's not being
compulsory.
imposed anywhere.
And it should,
Okay.
it should
It's
not
not
be said
compulsory
that
anywhere.
that is the
One
only
second.
language
That
the
is-
Indians speak.
that is the
One-
language
I
of
have
that is the
politics.
problem.
I have
That
a
is the
question.
language
Gaurav,
of
Gaurav,
politics that is
give me
happening.
10 seconds. I just have one question, Gaurav, because one was, the backdoor imposition of English. The
That is
other,
the interpretation.
It's not the
There is no-
interpretation,
there
it's a
is no
fact.
imposition.
Because I look at only facts and I talk on only facts, therefore
Yeah,
it is a
that-
fact. But let me ask you the second question, because you spoke of the economy of Hindi, right?
Yes.
Right? But the fact is...
Hindi cinema,
Gaurav,
Hindi-
Gaurav, allow me to complete.
The
Allow me to
biggest
complete.
block-
Allow me to complete. You talk about the economy of the language. One second.
Also
It's not about-
translates in
Now
Hindi
you're
to
not allowing
KGF,
people to
Kantara.
talk. You're not allowing people to talk. You're talking about the economy of a language. The fact is, Gaurav, I come from a North Indian state. You come from a North Indian state. We all come from North Indian states, right? The sheer fact that it is the South Indian states, name it Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, who actually add way more, where the link language is English, to the economy of the state, to the GDP of
Highest
the
per
country.
capita income,
Bihar,
Karnataka.
Uttar Pradesh, where the link language, main language is Hindi, is negative in
Preeti.
terms of GDP addition to the country.
Preeti, last point. 40% of India only speaks Hindi. The rest 60 speak something else. So it can't be link language one. The majority is non-Hindi speaking states. So you cannot impose Hindi saying it is the
not
link
being
language.
imposed.
You just said
This
Hindi
is-
is the link language. It
it
cannot
is-
be 60% of India
The
doesn't speak
founding
Hindi.
fathers of our country also wanted Hindi to be
The
the
founding
link
father was
language.
boycotted.
The
Quite
moment
Post that, much water has flown.
Yes,
Exactly.
and that
Ganga,
moment-
Yamuna, Godavari, Krishna since
Second-
then.
secondly,
Ganga,
Preeti,
Ganga,
fathers class separation.
Wanted this country to be completely secular.
Now allow Naga
It is not an imposition of
Naga is trying to make us a
It is a secular country.
We must allow the South. We must allow my friend from the South to speak more.
All I'm saying is it cannot be linked language. Either it cannot be imposed or you can request. Nothing will happen because it can never be linked language. 60% of India doesn't speak Hindi.
The moment it becomes the language of economy, it will be the language.
But it's not the
Language of
economy.
economy is Kannada, language of economy is Telugu, language of economy is Tamil. Without us contributing the GDP, you will never prosper.
What is you will never prosper?
I'm talking about Hindi. I'm talking about Hindi.
No, it will. That's the way it will move forward.
But you
take forward together.
Okay, 1 second.
Last point. When you come to Bangalore, speak in Kannada. When you come to Hyderabad, speak in Telugu. When you come to
I don't know Kannada.
you have to learn when you come there.
Why should I have to learn
Because you have to communicate.
Now that is Kannada imposition.
No, 1 minute.
Now that is Kannada imposition.
When you come there, you learn.
If you lived, I mean, this is my view.
I'll speak in Hindi and English, the languages I know.
No, sure.
When you
But
settle there, I mean.
ma'am, if you lived in Bangalore, settled in Bangalore,
Maybe settled.
you know, I think it's to your.
Settled and lived
I
there,
cannot
not
force
anywhere.
you. I will never force you to learn Marathi. But I believe it would give you a great advantage, even commercially,
It's for
if you
your
learn the
it's
language
your
of
benefit.
that region.
Absolutely.
I think
There's a
when that
difference
does
between
not happen.
imposition. You bloody well learn Kannada is different than you learn Kannada.
So now English.
I was told.
Now you know, look at
without
it this
good
way.
sense.
Josephine.
Since you're talking about commerce, since you're talking about a globalized economy, since my friend Gaurav Samant is always in this competition with China, which we should have, and will be one of the competition of the 21st century. One of the big advantages that we will have going ahead is because many more Indians speak English in India than they speak English in China. Why is it that Indian services sector has grown, for example, across the world, in different parts of the world? Right. India is making such a huge impact in the United States. Why do we have so many Indians who've studied through our education system, like a Satya Nadella or a Sundar Pichai, who then become heroes of the Western world as CEOs? That's because English also has been a very important part of our learning. So you know, let's not
2 lakh crore from Bangalore, 2 lakh crore exports.
So let's not, my point
that?
is, let's not weaponize language and let's not put one language on a pedestal and all these wonderful languages that go on for centuries, like Tamil, Telugu, as if learning
Even
them
Hindi.
and even Hindi
was 450
and for God's sake, not this Sanskritized Hindi. In
For
any
many,
case.
many others, like
That's
for me,
the tragedy.
when
If
I'm
only
in
we had
Tamil Nadu,
learned
whole
even
of
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit.
The manner. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is Sanskrit. What is this?
I have a show after this, guys.
I wish we had learned Sanskrit.
Why should we learn Sanskrit?
Sahil.
Okay.
I will ensure that I say a line that doesn't allow Gaurav to give me a rebuttal, which is Yennodu Muri, Yennodu Adayalam.
Let's end on that. Same to you.
Same to you. And I completely agree with you
Thank
on
you.
everything that's good to
Nanda
make,
Bhashe,
to
Nanda
keep
Hakku.
India first. You know, this is what we must have our regional languages,
Right.
but together we
Okay.
should say Jai Hind and
Gaurav
keep
Jai
India
Karnataka,
first.
Gaurav has
Jai
promised two
Telangana,
things
Jai
after this program.
Yes, so
He's going to learn Marathi.
I will learn Marathi.
He's going to learn Marathi. And tomorrow morning he's
Jai
putting
Telangana, Jai Andhra Pradesh,
he's
Jai
pulling out his
Maharashtra,
daughter
Jai
All of
Tamil
that
Nadu.
together comes
He's
in
putting
Jai
out
Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind
This
is
is-
part
Please
of
say Jai
everything.
Maharashtra. Please say
one
Jai
second.
Karnataka.
I am very happy that Gaurav is quoting directive principles from the Constitution
Gandhiji.
today, and at the same time, he's also
Gandhi,
quoting
Rabindranath Tagore.
Rabindranath
I think that is
We will end it on
that is
that.
the victory of this language
think-
war, and I'm very happy for that.
On
And
that
as I
note.
said, tomorrow morning, changes are taking place in Gaurav Sawant and the Sawant household. Daughter is being pulled out of an English medium school because it's a foreign language imposed on us by
Really,
colonials.
Rajdeep?
and going to a
Okay.
Hindi language.
You know that how many people are putting their children in Kannada medium school or this medium school?
I'm not.
Seriously.
I'm not.
आप सबसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा हुआ. Thank you.
बहुत बढ़िया, पर हमारा पिटाई नहीं होना चाहिए अगर हम हिंदी में बात करेंगे कर्नाटका में.
मला खूपच आवडलं. आपण
Okay, on
सर्व
that
आला
note.
डेमोक्रॅटिक न्यूज रूम मध्ये असंच
एंड कर दो सर, जल्दी से खत्म करो.
जय हिंद जय भारत.
चलो जय हिंद जय भारत.
Jai
Jai Hind, Jai
Jai
Bharat.
Look,
Karnataka.
in today's India, you should also learn Gujarati. It's the language of power. તમારી ગુજરાતી કેમ છે? તમારી ગુજરાતી સરસ છે કે નહીં?
ગૌરવને ગુજરાતી નથી આતી. ગૌરવને ગુજરાતી નથી આતી.
In fact, a secret to all the viewers who may want to become journalists in the future, if you want to interact with a particular politician, if you know
You should
the
know his
language,
language.
if
Yeah.
you know his
Yeah.
language
Yeah.
or her
It's an
language,
advantage.
it's a way to that.
it's
So please do learn, try
Speak in
that.
the leader's
Okay.
language, the leaders give you
You
that.
don't need a
Well,
link
but that's
if you know
political
many
journalists
languages.
talking
right.
and speaking, but
You don't
I'm
need a
sure
link if
we
you
got
know
the
many
gist
languages.
That's
of
right, well
this
said.
You need as
conversation.
many links
We
as
don't want
possible.
imposition. We don't want imposition. We want clear communication. And as long as it's possible in any which way language, we are all happy because ultimately it's for the better of the country. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you for joining us. Do join me on the other side for To The Point.